G'day, Brian Johnson talking about some basic principles of 3MW for the beginner. First of all, the 3MW is based on the last bar, previous form bar. That means a complete form bar. So when the bar is formed, as in the case of here, and we'll show it to you, the top of the bar and here's the opening price of the bar, the last form bar. So we have on that last bar, the Brian's inside bar, we have the highest of that bar, the lowest at the lowest, and the opening price. You notice here that it has exceeded the bar price, and this is the fractional of bars back. Once it breaks that fractional, we have changed our trend direction by, when it breaks by 2, we have changed our trend direction. We will look at the trend was a W, you can see the W, and it's still going up until that clicks down with a V formation. The trend is still long. So we have broken that trend in the W. See the W formations? W's, 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 and you can look for an M which is going down. Basically, we are in a W formation, and we are now broken the fractional. We're breaking the fractional of the last bar. There is a fractional of the bar. For it to be a double top, we need to go past that point to break the trend. Notice we have the 5 moving average, we've crossed the trend, and the 9. When the yellow crosses there, the 9, we are in a new trend. These are the current range, the previous range of the last 3 bars back, not counting this bar. So we're going to break past that trend and move in an upward trend direction until this starts to go down again. See the little ups and the downs, the V formations? We are still in an uptrend. We can see on our fractals, this is a fractal. Why is it a fractal? Because the 2 previous bars and the next bar is higher than the previous 2. In other words, a fractional at the bottom is 2 bars, then 1 bar even lower is a fractional of that bar. See the fractional? 2 bars down, the next one is lower than the 2, is a short fraction, and this is a long fraction. Once we exceed that fraction clearly, we have broken into a breakout trend. This is the current trading range using our square, and this is the trading range, maximum and minimum of the trading range. We are looking at 3MW in the light that here is a W's, there is an M, you can clearly see, if you drew an M, there's the M. And if you look, here's a W, and the breakout of the W in price going down, breakout in the price going up. So the little V formations are the clear indicator of a change in trend. Little trend, new trend. There they are there. Now, this is relying on a fractional breakout to be a new trend. When it passes, and you can see it, when it passes the highest bar back here was a fractional, because the definition of a fractional, 2 bars higher, the third bar higher, see the whip, it's higher than that, is a fractional of that point. 2 bars, then the lower one is higher, it's a fractional of that point. To change trend direction, we would need a fractional breakout past that point. See, we are going up in an upward trend, and the trend has not changed. It's still straight until we get a turn down. That is the indication to get out the trade. Here are the 3 MWs. Let's look at the indicators. We have a 5, the basic indicator, 5, and we have a 9. When the 5 crosses a 9, it's a trend, change of trend, and you can confirm it also with a fractional. These are the bars. It's broken past the last bar. It's a breakout of that bar. Also, look at here, we have our indicators. We have here the MA, the STOL, and the MAC, the STOL and the MA indicators. And in here, using that, you have 3 indicators, and it gives you your 3. When it's in those 3 time frames, it's a definite breakout when it's green in all 3. And we look at the signal bars, and we can alter any figure we like. In this one, we have these indicators I put in 5, 9, 5, 9, green. See it? 5, 9, green. The stochastic, it should be an 833. We put that in. I put a 200 stol, but that's just that those indicators are carrying 3 indicators. In the chart we have here, we have other indicators. We have, for instance, the Bryan's indicator and the dollar index indicator and a couple others, all in the one, just looking at the trend change when this changes, looking at the trend changes and the range. So in here we've covered the introductory course to the 3-bar break, 3MW formation. You can see the M's and W's in the line charts. If you draw a line, isn't that how you draw an M? You have to use your imagination, but look at that, that's a W, isn't it? Up, down, up. Some people might look and say, hey, I can make an M out of that too. Yes, you can. But the clue for you to look at is this point here. These points here that are clear little V formations showing the trend is changing and you're going the other way. Up, up, trend changing, down, down. And you can confirm it with your, if you're not sure, with your red and blue, red and white. White is up, red is down. So you can always confirm your 3M formation. Here is the fractals. These are all standard indicators, these fractals. And here is Bryan's opening and inside bar and the range. There is one other indicator we should discuss. And we shall put it in just for you. It is a currency strength meter. And you can clearly see the Australian dollar, the US dollar is 5.1. The Australian dollar is 7.3, so the Australian dollar is stronger. The trend is up on that. Okay, that's about all for now. Just a brief introduction once again to 3MW, which is the M's and W formations, but the easy way to identify the change of trend and the ups and downs is the V formation going past the previous, if you draw a line there, past the previous highs, or past in the other ones going past the previous lows. There is your inside bias, there is your trading 15-minute trading range, and here is your longer term frame in the 4-hour frame. So depending on the time frame that you are trading in, whether you're scalping in the 15-minute time frame, we should always scalp in the direction of the trend, and also preferably to trade with the higher swap interest. So if it's long in the swap interest, trade long. You can see on the chart the opening, the price is below the opening, so the trend is still down. If the price is below the opening, the daily trend is down. Okay, that's all for now. If you look once again into the Bosun's line or the ADR, you can see how far you're away from that point in a long trade for the day. The current trade now is the price is the 4-hour is past the still past the 5 moving average. The 5 is above the 9, so we are still looking at long until broken. Bye for now from Brian.